You're looking at the interface of FiLMic's new free app called Double-Take that lets you record any of your iPhone's 2 cameras at the same time. Now, in one of the grayed out cameras, you'll see my lovely producer Mark back there. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the best use case is for this app just yet, but it still sounds pretty cool. So I'm going to jump over this table and come walk you through it. So you probably remember Apple demoing this feature on stage at the last iPhone event. It's finally here, and good news, the interface looks pretty much the same as it did then. Now, there are other third-party apps that have given you access to 2 cameras before, but this is free, has no watermark, and it's made by FiLMiC, which in my opinion is one of the biggest players in the phone videography space. So without further ado, come back here and I'll show you how it works. Alright, so let's open up the app. And then down in the bottom corner, click this little lens icon, and we can see all 4 of our cameras, with the ones in color being the ones that are active. Now, to be clear, this can only record 2 cameras at the same time. It can't record 3 or 4, and obviously it also does portrait mode as well as landscape, although I would personally mostly use it in landscape. So let's pick our cameras. Let's do the selfie camera, make that the A camera, and the ultra wide. And then down here you can change the frame rate. We got crispy 24 frames a second, 25 frames a second, and 30. And that's where it maxes out, is at 30. But let's keep it in 24. And then tap confirm. And then we'll preview both of our cameras. We'll move this out of the way. And before you roll, you can tap into either of these cameras and double tap to lock exposure and focus. And then we can expand this one and do the same. Focus on this lovely succulent. Succulent is a weird word when I say it like that. And then minimize that. So let's just go through the different modes. Up here you can see we're recording in the discrete mode, and this is what I would use most of the time. What you're getting when you're recording in this mode is 2 separate video files, one for each camera, that are 1080p. This isn't in 4K yet, but I think you have the most freedom with this version because you can really do whatever you want in post. So up here you can toggle through the 3 different modes. The next one is the picture-in-picture mode. Now, I personally wouldn't use this mode as much because if you press record, you're getting everything you see in the frame, including this little box. Now, you will capture this box moving in your final video file, which is like kind of fun. I don't know what you would use it for. I guess you would use it for like when I'm skating around looking like a doofus, you can see my face and then also see where I'm going. But again, that's probably just something for fun for Instagram. I don't think you would ever use it in a professional setting. You can also swipe this away and then tap this little arrow to bring it back, and so on and so forth. And then the third mode is the split screen mode. Now again, I think this is just for fun. I don't know how much I would actually use it if I'm trying to make something substantial, but to use for Instagram or something like that, it is kind of cool. And it's a little trendy, you know, this kind of comic book mode. You see it in Nike commercials and stuff like that. And it should also be said that there's no zooming within this app. There's no digital zoom, there's no pinch to zoom. It's just the native focal length of each lens and each camera, which honestly I kind of back. You should never digital zoom. Don't at me. That's pretty much it as far as features within the app. You can click this little SD card icon up here and it goes into your library. You've been seeing all the footage shot around my neighborhood of me having fun with this thing, but I'm gonna tell Mark to get away from over my shoulder and I'm gonna talk to you over there again, so let's do that. All right, so let's step back. I think the biggest question with this app isn't whether it's cool or not, because I think it's definitely cool, but it's what you're gonna use this for. Now, things that come immediately to my head are a journalist or someone who films stuff in a hectic environment, in a pinch. It's just a huge time save. You get to point your iPhone at something and you can record 2 focal lengths at the same time. I think that's pretty cool. Let's say you're shooting an interview, you can get a 2-shot and a single on the most important person at the same time. So that's a situation where I think this would be super useful. Apple used the example of maybe you're at a concert and with one camera you can film the whole band, and with the telephoto you can focus on the singer. But let's just step back from that for a moment. Public service announcement. If you're the person at the concert that's holding your phone up the whole time, just stop. And if you don't stop, just don't come over to my house because I don't want to talk to you. Because just limit it to 2 Instagram stories max and then put your phone away and enjoy it. You're never going to watch those videos again. I could really talk about this forever. Now the other two modes, the picture-in-picture and the split screen modes, I think those are just for fun, which is totally okay because again, this is a free app. It's not like FiLMiC, which is $15, which, side note, I think is a perfectly reasonable price to pay for the amount of features you get within FiLMiC that really enhances your iPhone video. Now this doesn't really have a lot of customizable features like FiLMiC does. Again, that's okay. And bigger picture, I think this is just a fun step in the direction of phones maybe one day replacing professional cameras. Even with something more robust like FiLMiC, I don't think we're quite there yet, but these are all baby steps to making this little thing you carry in your pocket be able to do things we never thought it could do. Again, I think the biggest thing is thinking up a reason to use this app, but I think that's more of an opportunity than a problem. My mind's already been racing, trying to think of different ways to use this thing. I'm sure you guys could come up with some pretty cool scenarios to try it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. I've been trying to think of a clever catchphrase to sign off with, but I can't come up with one, so I think I'm just gonna jump over this table again. Oh, not quite as graceful as the last time.